Welcome back here at Guardians Field as our pregame show continues. Now time for the front office report. Joined today by Newport Gulls Director of Baseball Operations, George Bissell. George, thanks for joining us here on the pregame show.
Thanks for having me, Nick. Good pleasure to be here.
George, tonight the Newport Gulls take on the Ocean State Waves. It's the fourth meeting between these two franchises. Newport holds a 2-1 advantage. Newport dodging some fog issues the last time, allowed the go-ahead run to score on the road at Ocean State, a game which probably either team could have won, but it went the Ocean State Waves' way, and really the Gulls have been battling the weather more often than not this season.
Yeah, it's been a rough start to the season in terms of weather, not just here in Newport, but every team's been dealing with the issues Mother Nature's caused. And yeah, I got to give a lot of credit to what the Ocean State Waves are doing as an expansion franchise coming in their first year. Jeff Sweener, their owner, Matt Finlayson, the general manager, they've done an outstanding job putting this club together. There's a lot of local players on this team, guys from Salve, the University of Rhode Island, and what they've been doing so far is outstanding. Just a game out of first place. You got to tip your hat to the Ocean State Waves, and everyone who comes out to Cardines tonight is going to see what that local product can do. They're sure to give the Gulls a challenge, but James Mulry's on the hill tonight, so the Southpaw should have an answer for the Waves.
George, a couple of roster moves for the team over the last week. The Gulls have activated a position player in Ty Moore, as well as a new pitcher who made his debut last night at Keene. Newport has also, I believe, released, due to an injury, one of their lefties in Taylor Gilbo.
Yeah, that's right. Taylor Gilbo suffered a shoulder injury in his first and only start in a Gulls uniform. Looked outstanding for 5 innings, but unfortunately, just a shoulder injury. He had to go home. So you're right. 2 players, pitchers have joined the roster here with Kyle Hart and Kyle McGrath, 2 guys who were involved in the College World Series and a big part of their pitching staffs. Kyle Hart's an outstanding guy from Indiana, and McGrath from Louisville has done an outstanding job for them as well. So Ty Moore is really going to have an impact in our outfield. He's a guy with a lot of speed, a little shorter in size, but he makes up for it in attitude, and he's going to bring some power at the plate for us, and we're looking forward to seeing him in action tonight. He made his debut on the road in Keene last night.
Of course, the Newport Gulls have lost 2 straight for the first time this season. A little hiccup here, perhaps, after their 8-game winning streak was snapped on the road against Ocean State.
Yeah, Nick, June is somewhat of not exactly spring training, but time to adjust. And I'm sure Chuck Pava, our general manager, has talked about that with you here on the front office report a number of times. But the adjustment period for these guys coming in, getting used to the wood bats, and getting used to playing in this environment, the travel, everything like that. Because you're uprooted from your college situation, you're living with a host family, you're here in Newport. So there is an adjustment period, I think. And Mike Coombs, he's done this for years now. He knows what it takes to win in this league. He's done it more than anybody in the league history. So he's going to have these guys ready to play. And July is when the Gulls shine. Traditionally, they played outstanding baseball here at Cardines Field and in the month of July. So expect to see that start here tonight at home.
The Gulls had a couple of rainouts last week, George, with the Vermont Mountaineers. They drove all the way to Vermont, washed away once they got to Montpelier. The Mountaineers never even came here on Friday. That game will be made up, we're told, as part of a doubleheader at Vermont later on in July. It's going to be part of a very long week of baseball for the Gulls.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. The weather's forced us to alter our schedule a little bit. I think the team is only going to have 1 or 2 off days right now in the last 2 weeks of the season, and there's not much you can do about that. It's kind of nice to go out there every single day and play ball, a new chance to get things going. So the doubleheaders are going to start here real soon. It starts on Saturday on the road at Mystic. The team's going to play the Schooners in the doubleheader. First pitch is probably 3:30 on game 1, and then they're going to go up to Vermont on the 23rd. We have a makeup of another game on the 16th. We're going to be playing the Laconia Muskrats here at Cardines Field. So all the schedule changes are posted online on our website, newportgulls.com. So go there for the updated schedule. All the information is there, ticket information as well. So, we'll see a lot of doubleheaders, and it's a good and a bad thing. It's a lot of baseball, but everyone's dealing with the same issues with the weather, like I said before. It's not just Newport who's dealing with it.
George, this is your 4th year with the organization, a couple of years as a broadcaster, 2nd year now as a leader in the front office. You're a director of game day operations last year. You're promoted over the offseason, and really being the right-hand man to Chuck Pava this year with Chris Patzlow's on loan to Plymouth.
Yeah, sort of the last man standing in the front office. I got to give a lot of credit to our general manager, Chuck Pava. I don't think I've ever seen anyone who works as hard as he does, and it's not about him. It's about this organization, these players, these host families, the volunteers. Everybody, he cares so much about them and about this team, and that's kind of how I've looked at my situation, coming in and having that same attitude and giving 110% every single day, trying to make this and keep this the number one organization in summer collegiate baseball. So a lot of the credit goes to people like you, Nick, who have put in the years here, Dennis Houck, Rick Lombardi. They've helped me personally get to this point. I couldn't have done it without them, and I'm leaving out a bunch of people here, but it's everyone else who makes this organization special, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Finally, George, it's Independence Day. The weather has been a story this season, but it's sunny skies here tonight at Cardines Field on the 4th of July. What a better place to be than Newport on July 4th.
Well, hopefully we'll see some fireworks on the field and then after the game here at Cardines Field. So, yeah, happy 4th of July to everybody out there, and hope you're spending it with us. Nothing better than Gulls baseball in July.
George Bissell, the Director of Baseball Operations, thanks for joining us here on the Front Office Report. Good luck to the Gulls tonight against the Waves.
Thanks, Nick. Happy 4th of July.
And our pregame show continues. The Newport Gulls Eye View is next. Jared Ware is joined by longtime broadcast crew member Everton Carter as our pregame show continues here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.